Is that how you are? I beg your mouth.
He's not past it. Come here. Drop it. Imisi. Kola. Please let me collect the bread. Nobody's speaking bread without writing their name.
Oh, you're right.
Drop come back here.
Kola and Imisi.
Imisi.
There was bread here, but I didn't, that's why I didn't need the money.
Imisi, bring the bread back.
Kola and Imisi. Like you.
Bring the bread back.
Kola and Imisi. You can just write it.
Bring the bread
Kola
back.
and Imisi, bro. I've been standing there since.
No, it wasn't.
No, it's not a fight. It's not a fight. There's order. Yes, so we do. There's no mistake. No, they've not.
Can you just write it?
No, I will not write it. There's order.
You
You're
guys
not
are
bigger
big,
than the group. Bring no.
I beg for
if you
my
want
sake,
this bread,
I beg.
So you're supposed to get 4 bananas here.
Irrelevant things like you want to be in argument for is crazy.
Why did you say you're not?
I not be talking to you, bitch. I not be talking to. Don't speak to me, yo. Don't speak to me, yo. I'm the only beauty queen here. You are the only one that they have not given a beauty queen. Is that how you're pissed? Is that how you're pissed? I beg your mouth to sing smooth with your eyeshadow and look like with I know. Thank you.
please let me take
It concern you. Wait till concern my beauty queen concern all this one now. It shows that you're really, really insecure. I beg go, I beg. I know they talk to people who get low IQ. -1. Come on.
Thank you.
They go.
It seems like we have a military regime in the BB Niger house. And of course, some people are already staging a coup d'etat. They are trying to make things difficult for the military ruler in charge. And one of those persons is Imisi. She's doing everything possible to annoy and piss Faith off. But don't forget that Faith clinched the HOH title yesterday when he played in a game with Sultana and some other few selected housemates like Ivata, Dede, and he emerged victorious. And we knew that this week, hey, we are going to see what our eyes has not seen before. This is the second coming of General Pere with the emblem on his neck. And you must obey. And his word is final. But let's see how long Faith is able to keep up with this, his authoritative rulership. And the people that have decided to make this regime, hard for him. Let's see what exactly they can do. Don't forget you're watching BB Niger Update here on Leadership TV. I am Cynthia Nodo, your host. I love to talk Big Brother. So let's get right to it. We know that yesterday, Faith was victorious in the HOH games. And of course, Big Brother announced him as the winner. And of course, Big Brother dished out relevant punishments to some selected housemates that he had earlier called out for different degrees of disobedience. We're talking about microphone infringement, we're talking whispering, we are talking disobedience. So he brought out large quantity of notebooks and passed it around to all of them and said that they would have to write from the front to the back, I will not disobey Big Brother anymore. And they had to serve that punishment and write the entirety of the book. And of course, Big Brother, congratulated Faith and just the whole situation, especially even Thelma and Rude Boy, some other additional people that I had to give punishments to. But I was quite skeptical. I said, hey, Faith, let us not forget that Faith is the most influential person in the house this week. But this most influential of a thing, I'm quite confused about it. Although it seems like the housemates are the ones making those votes, but it's quite surprising to me that Faith emerged this week. We know that Faith is one very, funny housemate that we've noticed so far in the house. In the beginning, Faith started very quiet, gentle, this doctor that just likes to mind his business. And when Faith started to manifest, hey, I was shocked. I was like, I've never seen this kind of medical doctor in my life. Oh. Faith is not afraid to say it as it is. He's not afraid to confront. He's not afraid to fight. Faith can fight with 5 people in the space of 2 hours. That is how intense Faith gets. He wants to get his word across. He's authoritative the way he speaks. He wants his words to be fine. And when it comes to group task discussions, when it comes to wager preparations, Faith always wants to have the final say. He wants the other group members to do, what he wants them to do. Faith has very funny ways of getting his words across. But he's one housemates that I really like, and he stands out to me because he's intelligent. He says it as it is. He's not a backstabber. He's not a, He's not somebody that tries to be in the good books of other housemates. He's not afraid to be different. Faith is just faith, honestly, and you just have to take him the way it is. But when I found out that he won the HOH game for this week, I knew that drama was going to come. I was rubbing my hands together, because don't forget that the housemates are also having a very difficult week, because this is called bare minimum week. Big Brother took away all the things that would give them comfort in the house. He took away the beds, he took away the sofas, he took away most of the cooking utensils in the kitchen, he took away the washing machine. He said they should lay on the floor. He gave them mats, he gave them stools, he gave them pistols, what we call Oshibo in Igbo. He gave it to them and said they should use it to pound anything they want to pound. We are going back to the olden days, or we are going back to the dark ages when we didn't have things that would give us comfort. Housemates have to sit on the floor. So you can even imagine how difficult it is for them already. And then the ones that have to write, the whole punishment from the beginning or the back of the book, they don't even have the dining table to sit on. So they are just laying on the floor and writing their punishment. So everybody is just on edge. And then you have Faith as the HOH. Hey, double wahala. So everywhere is just fire in that house right now. People are snapping at each other. There are quarrels going on left and right. And then somehow I'm seeing that people are trying to make this regime difficult for Faith. All right. It seems like he gives instruction and he doesn't get through to the housemates, or they want to see the worst that he can do. Because right after, the whole HOH games were over, and Big Faith also had to save Zita. Exactly. Faith had the power to save somebody, and he chose Zita because, of course, he would have chosen Joanna, but Joanna turned out to be the house snail for the week, and he couldn't save her, unfortunately. Joanna is one of his most favorite persons in the house. Their friendship began recently. I don't even understand what they're doing. But then he had to save Zita, and then Zita, Faith, and Mensan, were safe for the week. The rest of the housemates, they are all up for eviction. So right now, after that particular nominations and all of that, we saw Doris speaking to Dede and some other housemates on, Faith. She's just wanting to see what he's going to do. She's praying that she's in the same wager group with Faith. She wants to see the worst that he's going to do. She's just waiting. She wants to school him. Faith is authoritative. He's this, he's that. She wants to deal with him. I'm like, is this not your HOH that you're talking about? Or you want Faith to start reminding people to obey the emblem on his neck? Because the way these housemates are disobeying Faith, I've talked about Faith's, flaws. I've talked about it. But let us be logical, all right? When somebody is, said to be the HOH, a particular amount of respect is supposed to be given to the person. I know you are speaking to adults, and there's nothing you can do. This Big Brother's house, are you going to beat me? We can quarrel, but getting physical in Big Brother's house is against the law. But doesn't it look like the housemates are disobeying Faith, and they are trying to, take advantage of the fact that, okay, there are few people he has cause to settle with, and try to make his regime really hard for him? But let us watch what Doris has to say, and how she was like threatening him and saying, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to drop this here, I'm going to do this to try to trigger him and all of that. Let's just watch this and we'll be back.
First of all, when people are like the funnest, the loudest people, and then you see the quiet ones who trigger, like they know how to use their soft voice. I always call it throw stones and hide hands. When I already told you my food is in there. Then you are walking up to me, to be in my face, and I'm like, is people seeing all of this? Because that lighter thing you did, he triggered that. Because why are you threatening to throw an item? Do you understand? Like, are they not seeing this? I feel like he should have gotten, even if it's a slap on the wrist, even if it was a one, he should have gotten something. And he got nothing. Why? Because it's small. No, that has to be that, because it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, if you're trying to throw my thing, I'll push you in the pool. I will push you so that you hit you need to just get injured so that I can be satisfied with my strike. Because now, why did I get a strike? You literally were threatening to destroy something. People were waiting for you. Because I know what happened upstairs. I saw what happened upstairs.
Faith or wanting to be in the same school or group with him and say, I'm going to school him. But let's move away from Doris now to this Imisi matter. This Imisi's matter started from the mid-afternoon. It spiraled up all to like 1 a.m. yesterday, and they were still on it. That's hours of dragging. It's just really tiring. Okay, we know that yesterday or early in the morning, Faith has taken his time to clean up the entire kitchen, which was very messy anyway. He cleaned all the dishes and some of the things the housemates had littered, and he had some kind of help from Culture. So Culture was also trying to arrange drinks in the fridge, and while he was doing that, he found a bowl with like some milk inside of it. And when they went to ask questions all around, they found out that it was Imisi that, kept that bowl there, or rather Culture went and dropped that bowl of milk in the sink. And when he did that, Faith was not in the kitchen, but whether when Faith came back and saw the bowl in the sink, just this is where we just cleaned, why is there a dirty bowl here? And Culture had to explain that, okay, he brought it from the fridge, but it belongs to Imisi. So Faith had to go to the garden area where Imisi was seated with Kola, Isabella, and the rest of them, and was like, okay, Imisi, we saw your bowl of milk in the fridge, and would you love it to be in the sink, or you want to keep it back into the fridge? Imisi was like, okay, I don't need it anymore, just leave it where it is. And then Faith was like, okay, since you want me to leave it in the sink, maybe you should come and wash it. And then she said, I'm just waking up from sleep, I'll come and wash it later, and blah blah blah. And he also asked her, when are you going to come and watch it? I don't know, let it just be there. And he almost just turned into just like a back and forth, and Kola was also there trying to calm the situation. Kola is always in all the crime scene that involves Imisi. And then it almost turned into a back and forth, and she was like, okay, when I wake up, I will come back and do it. And he just ended there. But that particular thing was going to lead up to the blowouts that was going to happen for the rest of the day. Remember that he told her that, we are going to go and do the nominations and all of that. But by the time we are done with that, I want to be sure that you had already washed that particular plate. And then he left. And when he left, she said, I'm not going to wash it. I'm going to see the work that you're going to do. But I'm trying to understand, okay, your head of house gives you an instruction. What is there to obey, or what is it going to take away from you? Or you just want to trigger the person, or you just want to disobey, or you are trying to look for highlights and then saying, I'm not going to do it, let me see the worst you are going to do and all of that. And then he just continued. They finished with the games, and Big Brother supplied them their normal weekly food. And of course, they lost the wager last week, so the supplies are a lot less than how it usually is. And then they had to share, some of the supplies like bread, groundnut. They share normally now. They just bring everything out. Okay, one person, 3 onions, take yours. And then when you see these housemates sharing, it's very, 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 very funny. But of course, if they don't do that, it seems like some people would start hiding food. When it comes to food, I don't know, in the Big Brother house, it just does something to some people. And then you'll be wondering, why are these people acting this way because of food? Because before you can turn your eyes and turn it back, a tin of milk is missing, or a bottle of groundnut is missing. That's how crazy it is. So Faith was trying all his possible best to make sure that everything was shared accordingly. He even had a list where he was writing names. And at that point where they were sharing bread, he would say, okay, come and pick a bread and write your name. Come and pick a bread and write your name. I think Joanna also had some things in front of her, which she was also trying to assist to share those things. And then all of a sudden, attack just started between her and Imisi. And shut up, I'm not talking to you. You have low IQ. I don't talk to people with low IQ. And please, let us just watch this and then we'll be back. So we'll know who exactly is wrong between Joanna and Imisi. It caused an entire blowout. But let us watch it and we'll be back.
So you're supposed to get 4 bananas, yeah.
Irrelevant things like you want to be in argument for is crazy.
I beg, beauty queen. Why did you say you're not black?
I not be talking to you, bitch. I not be talking to you. Don't speak to me, yo. Don't speak to me, yo. I'm the only beauty queen here. You are the only one that they are not giving a beauty queen. Is that how you're pissed? Is that how you're pissed? I beg your mouth sings. Move with your eyeshadow when look like wetin I know.
Thank you.
Please let me take
Wetin concern you? Wetin concern my beauty queen concern all this one now? It shows that you're really, really insecure. I beg go, I beg. I know they talk to people where get low IQ. -1. Come on.
Thank you.
They go.
You want no date there. No one.
I beg. Be
No
going.
one. Isabella
Be
wants to
going. Be going. And be going.
Can you give me a
Is that how?
Imisi and Faith's fight just came out of nowhere, and it was very, very unnecessary. Very unnecessary, because why would Imisi ask Joanna to shut up? That was what even triggered and made everything a lot worse. And they just kept on going at it and insulting each other. And it was just so messy. But it was even looking like Imisi was out to fight. I don't know. There's just this energy she has. Or when you see, even moments before you see Imisi involved in a lot of fights in that house, there's this energy that she has. You know, she has this combative attitude. Earlier in the season, she, Isabella, and maybe Thelma had even fought a head of house. I think that was when J was the head of house the first time, talking about they want to cook separately, they don't want to cook with the rest of the housemates and all of that. Right from that particular first week, I knew that this girl was going to be trouble. I knew she was going to be combative. I knew she was going to try to be a rebel. Whenever there is a group agreement, I knew that Imisi would try to stand out and bring herself out of it and say, okay, I don't want to do this. The housemates are bullying me. They're doing that to me. I knew from that very first week that this was the energy this lady was going to bring to the season. And we are seeing it play out over and over again. Because why do you have the HOH there sharing breads for people? And I think it's 2 or 3 to 1 bread. And at a point, Big Soso was seated, and then she was asking, oh, Isabella, have you gotten bread? This person, have you gotten bread? Have you gotten bread? And then she asked, Imisi, have you gotten bread? And then she came from the corner where she was standing with Kola and just went to the basket and picked up a loaf of bread from nowhere. She wasn't asked to come carry. Her name wasn't written. She just wanted to cause chaos. But let us watch what happened right after that and Faith's response and how it, got into an entire blowout.
First of all, when people are like the funnest, the loudest people, and then you see the quiet ones who trigger, like they
Please can you pass the apple? Come here! Drop it! Imisi! Please let me collect the bread. Nobody's picking bread without writing their name.
Oh, you're right.
Kola and
Imisi.
Imisi, bring the bread back.
Kola and Imisi. Like you,
Bring
this
the
is not
bread
you
back.
Kola and Imisi. You
the
can
bread
just
back.
write it.
Bring the bread
Kola
back.
and Imisi, bro. I've
Bring
been
the
standing
bread
there since.
No, it's not a fight. It's not a fight. There's order. Yes, so there's no mistake. No, they've not.
Can you just write it?
No, I will not write it. There's order. They're not bigger than the group. No. If you want this bread, Kola, bring that bread back.
For my sake.
No, not for your sake. If you want that bread, bring it back. If you
Don't include me in this. That's the person that took the bread. So
please,
don't do that.
who do you want to pair with?
Just please hold on.
Who are you pairing with?
Hold on. Bring the bread.
Kola, no.
You need to write the names.
Kola, no.
Yeah, a little. Kola, who are you pairing with? If you open that bread,
Just follow this thing. If you said follow this thing.
At the point where Faith was screaming, bring that bread, she just carried the bread and put it inside her clothes. That's bread that you are going to share with some other housemates, and you think, some of you actually are in support of her and thinking that that's a good behavior, or that is the way to behave in the midst of other right-thinking human beings. Because how do you even do that? You are trying to trigger the HOH. You want to see the worst he's going to do. You want to look like you are being bullied or something, when you are actually the one looking for trouble. So this went on, and all of a sudden, we saw Kola. We know that Kola and Imisi's friendship have developed into something a lot more closer. Like she calls him a protector, he calms her down and all of that. So wherever Imisi is looking for trouble, you always see Kola there. You always see him there. And then he just lost his cool and started screaming at her, Imisi, drop that bread. Why are you fighting because of food? Please let us watch Kola losing his mind over the whole scenario. Let us watch this. We'll be back.
I don't want to hear this elsewhere. Whatever thing you just said now, I don't want you to say to anybody.
Yeah, but let's end it, yeah, let's end it.
Yeah, and that was just about it.
So, because why did the person bring it up to the other guy on the show?
She liked to smile. I was just like... Kola is actually easy. I was like, for what? We don't have anything. It's just bare friendship. So like,
my question is, why is it being brought up today that I had an issue that I raked for you? Why is it brought up today?
I think they've had the conversation before. They just told me. They just brought it up today.
Oh, it's more than one person.
I would like that. This is the last thing I want you to say your body stop. Maybe you don't go to bed again. This is the last thing I want to say this out. As president waiting. Call us stop.
Stop it to stop. So who is going to play with Jason? Because you bring out the bread and there will be someone there.
You are saying there now.
This is the last thing I will eat in this house. As waiting. Isabella, stop her.
Who are you playing with? Where's your trouble?
Like he's there, he can just write the name. So what's the essence of dropping it? What's the essence of dropping it? Like tell me.
Instructions, just follow instructions.
Wait, it was this person that told me to pick.
Everybody's speaking, they want to write in their name.
Wait, it was somebody that told me to pick and I
I don't want to be going
picked.
back and forth because of food. I know they do all this nonsense. Somebody drop the bread, I beg. What is this now? Is it food, bread? Stop it. I don't like it. Sorry, what is that? Everybody does it. So food. Who are you pairing with me?
I don't mind that. They'll still give me back. Like, but it was somebody that told me to pick.
Yeah.
In this house, when Imisi is throwing her tantrums and having a quarrel with some other housemates, it almost seems like Kola is at a corner laughing or indulging her or not even trying to quell the situation. But I was surprised yesterday to see Kola losing his mind. Why are you fighting because of food? Return that bread. It was very, very funny to see because I'm wondering, why would she actually do this just to trigger fate? It seems like she knows what is going to get to him because she knows how reactive he is. Or probably she's just doing for all of this for highlights. She just wants the camera to be on her. This is probably her game plan, her strategy. Be rebellious, be as combative as possible. Go back and cry that you are being, discriminated against. You are being bullied. It just continues over and over again. Don't forget that when Faith won this particular HOH duties, he selected some people and named them as kitchen prefects. And said that they are going to be in charge of the kitchen, in charge of what people eat, in charge of how clean the kitchen is. I think, I can remember just two people, and I think K-Bobo and Soso, we were put in charge of the kitchen duties to oversee everything that has to do with the kitchen. That kitchen is the lifeline of those housemates, and that's where the bulk of the fight happens. So, remember that while all this thing is happening, Imisi has not washed her plate. That her plate from earlier, hours before, that one is still coming. So, before you know it, Faith went to meet her. While the whole bread issue kind of calmed down, Faith went back to the garden and met her and said, Imisi, you've not washed your plate. Can you go and wash your plate and all of that? And then she said, I'm not washing anything. Don't talk to me. I let the worst thing happen and all of that. And then Faith went and met the kitchen prefect and were like, if Imisi doesn't wash her plate, then she doesn't eat. I've never seen this kind of thing in the Big Brother house. Where the HOH want to starve another housemate as punishment. These housemates, I'm even tired of them because what kind of power do you think you possess to determine when another human being eats? When it's not your father's house and it's Big Brother's house, it's not your father's house. You are trying to punish a housemate for disobeying and then you say you are not going to give the person food or something like that. And these housemates, God forgive me, they are like two-faced Idibia. They are two-faced. They are two-faced Idibia's brothers and sisters because they will say one thing in your front and then they will go back and say another thing. Because while Faith was telling K-Bobo and Big So that make sure Imisi doesn't eat if she doesn't wash her plate, and then they were even agreeing and saying, yes, she's not going to eat and blah, blah, blah. Can you people believe that K-Bobo went back to the garden and told Imisi what Faith said, that you're not going to eat? Hey, it's just like he wanted to pour kerosene into a burning flame. But let us just watch Imisi's reaction after K-Bobo told her this. Let us watch this. We'll be back.
Staff.
English.
Ask Google translator dey your front. Tell ma, Mensan, in get phone, ask am, make him translate am.
Hey.
Translate am.
Okay, no job. Don't pass that point. Don't pass that.
I'm Melina.
About say you will not eat. I will stay in the kitchen and make sure that you do not eat. As long as my head of household has dressed us and said you will not eat, I will stand there and make sure you do not eat.
Your co-host don't tell you say I don't get IQ. I go show you say that IQ no there. -0, nothing there here.
Attention.
Nobody go chop. You dey craze.
See so sweet.
We party. See this boy, yo. Okay, but get out of character.
What was happening?
Spooky character.
I'm really so shocked. Came over there for you now. Why you call it shocked?
No, make nobody day for me, oh. Make nobody day for me, I beg. One man will day for me.
One man will.
Can you imagine Imisi threatening to starve? And she also said, nobody in the house is going to eat if I don't eat. Okay? I'm going to pour water in the kerosene. I'm going to pour the kerosene away. I'm going to do this and do that. If I don't eat, nobody will eat. I said, huh? Faith just laid the ground for her to display herself here. All right? Imisi has triggered you. You have responded. You've gone to the kitchen prefects. You've told them, let her not eat. One of the kitchen prefects has come back to tell her, Faith said you're not going to eat. And then you've made everything easy for you, falling into her trap, basically. This was what Imisi wanted from the very beginning. This is what she was looking for. And she's ready to do it for the entire 7 days of the week. She's going to make Faith's life as miserable as possible. That is going to be her mission for this entire bare minimum week. She will make that seat so hot for Faith that he even, to the point that he's going to ask Big Brother to take it away from him. But I know that Faith is ready for her. That's even the funny thing. Faith is ready for her. They are going to deal with each other. But then looking at all of this, even as we, the audience, were having fun, they are entertaining us, when you look at the situation and even the reaction online, the bad behaviors that we are witnessing, all right, a clear disobedience to Big Brother's instructions through the HOH, disobeying the HOH himself trying to punish a fellow housemate with starvation. When you look at all of this and you see people supporting these bad behaviors, if you were the one in those situations, won't you be irritated with some of these things? Because Imisi going outright to trigger Faith, going to pick up the bread from the beginning, even when you knew that they're supposed to write your name on a list before you have the right to pick up a bread. Because if they don't do those things with decorum, some people are going to have more than others. And this is food we are talking about, and it's limited. So they have to share it adequately so it gets to everybody. And then the plate situation too. Sometimes it's not how you say something, it's how you say it. Faith's, Faith's response, or when he said, oh, go and wash your plate, I'm giving you till so time. And then Imisi's reaction, I'm going to wash it whenever I feel like. I just woke up. Well, let me see the worst you are going to do. So both of them are on the wrong side of things. Faith is doing things wrongly. Imisi is trying her possible best to trigger him and make sure that, oh, let me see the worst you are going to do. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And even those housemates, sometimes I noticed, I think in the previous, this last No Lose Gas season, we had people like Mbadiwe twins. Mbadiwe twins will not allow you fight in their presence. So lie, they don't even allow things to escalate till more than a quarrel. That's why the season was called boring, because those housemates know how to settle matter very well. No, don't fight, oh, no, you don't fight, just settle, forgive, forget. But this 10/10, hey, they will just leave the both of you. They will even bring out their chair and fold their hands and laugh. They're even waiting for you guys to get as physical as possible so that Big Brother will dish out additional strikes. If you do pass yourself, you will go home. These housemates, they don't even have time to beg you. They don't have time to settle you. They don't even have that energy. They are looking for who would even leave the house for them and give them space. So these housemates are they are very bad in that angle. But also, looking at all of this bad behavior and people just supporting all of this in the name of stanship, let us be very logical and tell ourselves the truth. Imisi has a bad behavior. Probably this is her strategy. She might not be like this outside of the house. It's probably something she's doing for the sake of the cameras. But even if you're her fan, when you see something wrong, you say this is not logical. And the way she has been behaving to Faith since he's began his reign has been really, really wrong. And Faith, a medical doctor like you, I really don't know whether you don't know how to talk to people in a way that they will feel relaxed, welcome around. Everything doesn't have to be authority, Faith has a lot of learning to do apart from Imisi and her flaws. But then they continued till the night. Even the gbasgbos between Imisi and Joanna continued. There was one particular statement Imisi made to Joanna while the bread quarrel was going on that really got to her, and she kept on talking about it. I think Imisi called her beauty queen without beauty. Let's not forget that Joanna is a pageant, queen. She's a pageant winner. She's also a model. And then Imisi insulted her and called her a beauty queen without beauty. That's insinuating that she's not beautiful or she's ugly or whatever. And this thing really got to, Joanna. She talked about it till the end of the night. Even in her discussion with Rude Boy, she kept on talking about it. That how dare she talk about that? That means she's jealous and blah blah blah. But also noticed something, that quite surprised me. It seems like Faith was looking for advice from some of the housemates. He went to Rude Boy and was like, okay, did I do the right thing? How I handled Imisi? And Rude Boy tried to advise him and say, okay, when I had my blowout with Imisi, I felt very bad because I felt I just downgraded myself. I wasted my time. Even some of the housemates, they will just be there laughing at you. They won't even support you. So don't even waste your time. Don't indulge her. Just avoid her. But Faith was of the opinion that, okay, if I continue to ignore her, some of the housemates would see that, okay, nothing came out of this bad behavior, and they would also want to perpetuate their own. You get, that was where the angle where he was coming from. So he was also speaking to Joanna and some other housemates about it, which was surprising me. Like, okay, Faith is asking for advice. This one don't hook up. Imisi matter don't hook up. But I'm hoping that also he will try to ignore her towards the end of this week, because Imisi, she doesn't look like she's stopping anytime soon. That girl, she's not tired. She's out for Faith. But another conversation came up. All of a sudden, we saw Kola and Imisi talking. And then they were like settling a matter. I think Imisi told Kola that somebody told her that Kola is using her. Kola is not genuinely her friend and all of that. And then Kola was trying to reassure her. And she said the person said Kola called her a witch in like week 2 or week 3 or earlier on. And then Kola said, okay, maybe I would have said that, but I didn't mean it. And we weren't even close that time. We weren't even talking. We're not close like that. Right now, I can't say something like that about you. And I was trying to reassure her and all of that. And she said, no, I started talking to you in week 1. I liked you. I thought you were my friend. How will somebody now come and be telling me that, you said this about me and blah, 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 and that, all of that. You are not genuinely my friend. You are just using me for whatever purpose and all of that. And then the conversation also came up about the reason why he's a friend, or there's a strategy or a reason why he's a friend. And then Kola, he did something surprising. He started speaking to her and said, I don't really know, but I feel like in my mind you are strong out there, that you have fans and all of that. And I'm wondering, Imisi, are you smart at all? Do you have sense? Minutes after you told your friend that somebody said so thing that you said about me, and then he's responding to you with the fact that he feels like you have fans outside. Can't you put 2 and 2 together? Because a lot of people have accused, a lot of viewers right now have accused Kola that, his friendship, his sudden friendship with Imisi is strategic, it's not real. Some people have even mentioned, though I've not really seen that conversation, some people have mentioned the conversation between Kola and Bright, where in a live show, I think something that had to do with Imisi, and there was a lot of screams from the crowd and all of that. Even Rude Boy said something to that effect yesterday, but the camera kind of moved away from him, that before they got into the house, I think he was with his phone, and then he was watching the comment section on the TV, and there were a lot of Imisi shout-outs, a lot of Imisi fans, so she has a lot of fans, and I think they are speaking in each other's ears in that house. So the news is going round, because even the day Rude Boy attacked her over the whole poverty strategy, like, oh, no, be only you poor for here, me too, I poor, Me they poor. All of us, we broke for year. Our parents don't have. We're also broke. You're not the only broke person. There's a reason why he continuously kept on making that statement to Imisi. You know, he felt like she has a lot of support outside. So I feel like in a way, that thing has gotten to Kola. And I don't know, Kola not being smart or Imisi not being smart. I don't really know the head and tail of that, their friendship anyway. And then telling her, I feel like you are strong outside of the house. You have a lot of fans, you know, a lot of that. She's saying, amen, I pray so. And Kola is telling her, don't believe them. They are just trying to spoil our friendship. They're trying to scatter our friendship. Don't listen to them. And he made it his life's mission that night to go and look for who made that statement. That was what Kola was. I know that he will not rest until he finds out who made that statement about him to Imisi. You know, although in a conversation with Mide, Sultana's name kind of came up. I think Sultana told Isabella, and then Isabella now carried the gist and went to Imisi. But, you know, the secrets that's spilling within each other in that house, let us just see where it ends. It seems like you can't even trust anybody there. You just tell somebody something, and then you hear it from somewhere else. But what do you think about Kola and Imisi's friendship? Please like all our posts, share it, and also leave a comment. I would really, really love to hear from you. But of course, don't forget, I love to bring you updates from the BB Niger house. I love to hear what you think about our show today, the fight with Imisi. You know, is this is her strategy? The whole Kola and Imisi friendship of a thing, is it real? Do you also think it's a strategy? Please let me know. I would love to hear from you. This is where I draw the curtain today. I'll be back tomorrow with more updates. I'm Cynthia Onwado. Bye.
Be part of our brand. Leadership for God and country.